Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the landmark auction of number 31A, Carlton Parade at Torrensville. Formerly known as one of Adelaide's historic churches, built back in 1935 and now more commonly known as one of the most Adelaide's unique contemporary experiences. How fantastic it is to see so many familiar faces that I've met to the Open for Inspections over the last 3 to 4 weeks, which firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank our vendor, Mr. Warner, for presenting this home in such an immaculate fashion. Today is the first time that this home has been sold for public sale since the home was sympathetically refurbished just 3 years ago. It is the perfect blend of old and new, where the architect, one of Adelaide's favourite architects, have beautifully restored this property to exacting standards you see here today. This is without doubt a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I sincerely wish you all every success in your endeavour to purchase this magnificent home. By way of introduction, my name is Michael Fenn, and I represent LJ Hooker Golden Grove, the proudest members of the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers and the Real Estate Institute of South Australia, and I have the utmost privilege to be your auctioneer today. Before we commence today's proceedings, just a reminder to those buyers who have not yet registered. Bidder registration is recommended, so if you haven't done so, I'll get you to come forward now, speak to one of our sales consultants, and they'll be able to help you before we commence the bidding in just a few moments. Today's auction will be carried out under the Society of Auctioneers and Appraisers standard terms and conditions of sale. These terms and conditions, along with all the relevant documentation, has been on display at our office for the past 3 days and of course here at the property for the past 30 minutes. On the certificate of title, the property is formally known as Allotment 1 in the Primary Community Plan 22743 in the 100 of Adelaide and contained in the certificate of title Registered Book Volume 5935, Folio 15. The standard inclusions and exclusions apply. The inclusions being all fixtures, fixed furniture, fixed floor coverings, window treatments and light fittings, going along with the intercom system and the dishwasher. The exclusions being all our vendors, personal effects and chattels, as well as that beautiful digital screen and the digital projector. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please note, there has been an attachment which is being placed to those council searches. When we originally ordered them, they were actually incorrect, and they are now stating that this property is actually listed in a local heritage area. This means that any improvements to either the inside or the outside must have the local council's written permission. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any further inquiries into that, we do suggest you speak to Kate McDonald down there at the West Torrens Council. She is the heritage consultant and she'll be more than happy to help you with any inquiry you do have. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've been instructed to sell the property subject to our vendor's very realistic reserve price. This means the highest bidder upon the fall of the hammer will be the successful purchaser, where the highest bid is made at or above that reserve price. Once a bid has been made and there's no further bidding, I'm going to clearly call the property 3 times. If there's no further bidding, the hammer will fall. That successful purchaser will be asked to step forward, execute the contract, pay a 10% deposit, with the remainder of the monies being due at settlement, which has been appointed for the 15th of June in the year of 2007. Any variations to either the deposit or settlement must have our vendor's written approval. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't panic. For those people who have sought some variation, bid confidently. They've all been approved. I, the auctioneer, have the right to place a vendor bid, which I'll clearly announce as a vendor bid up to, but not including the reserve price. Bids are made on a cash, unconditional basis, which means there's no cooling off rights for anyone who bids and purchases here today. Very importantly, if you are the lucky and successful purchaser, we do strongly urge you take out the appropriate insurance cover note to protect your equitable interest in the property. Any person bidding will be personally bound to their bid, and that decision will be certainly final and binding. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have gone through a lot of information, so at this point, I'm just going to pause for just a brief moment to answer any questions you may have about this magnificent home, or of course, those terms and conditions of sale.
Mr Auctioneer, I'm presuming this building can be used as an office and as a residence. Is the property being sold on a GST inclusive or exclusive basis? Now, as I'm a company, I wish to apply the margin scheme.
I do thank you for your question. Look, this property is being sold. It's not applicable, the GST component on this property. Certainly, if you are wishing to use this property as for office space, you'd obviously make your appropriate inquiries to the relevant authorities. I do thank you for your question. Do we have any other questions?
Yes, Mr Auctioneer. I'm bidding on behalf of my parents who are in Queensland at the moment. I don't want to sign the contract myself today, but they'll be back on Monday to sign. Is that okay with you?
Sir, what we will have to get you to do is come forward, speak to one of our sales consultants now. We will have to get that verified by the vendor. If you'd like to come forward now, we're more than happy to do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, when our vendor purchased this home, he had a vision to create the absolute best experience in contemporary living, but still to maintain the beautiful structure and heritage that this magnificent property has to offer. He wanted to make sure that those beautiful polished boards, that magnificent facade, and also those beautiful stained lead light windows which bathe the home with natural sunlight get maintained to keep the authenticity of this magnificent masterpiece. But as soon as you step inside, you're going to notice the dramatic difference from old to new. And it starts right here, right at the front door, where you'll go in and you'll experience your third office, the office space, which could be certainly used as a guest suite. But then you get to that beautiful, centrally located kitchen with Caesar stone bench tops, which fuse the internal and external living areas, which certainly are magnificent for all year entertaining. I mean, can you imagine coming home from a hard day's work, getting yourself some dinner, sliding back those theatre-style curtains, and experience the Marion Megaplex in your very own lounge room? Or the opportunity to get together with some friends, throw open those double bifold doors and spend the night relaxing in this truly exquisite setting. And ladies and gentlemen, if that's too much for you, head upstairs to that beautiful private area where you've got the master and bedroom too, both coming complete with built-in robes, easy access to that deluxe bathroom, and that additional twist to that master bedroom, having the upstairs attic for extra storage space, and that feature pole, which certainly would be ideal when running late for those Monday morning meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, this home is absolutely irreplaceable. The perfect marriage of sensational craftsmanship